Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless sees Sharon Newman Sharon case and Daniel Romalotti Michael Graziade on a new path as they try to heal from recent tragic events. But when these two get closer, Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford is not going to handle it well and may come totally unhinged yet again. Now that the truth is out about Heather Stevens' Vale Bloom death and Ian Ward's Ray Wise and Jordan Howard's Colleen Zank involvement, and Phyllis and Sharon went through their life and death kidnapping ordeal, we are seeing Daniel and Sharon trying to move forward and forgive each other. Sharon didn't kill Heather, so Daniel obviously isn't going to blame her for that. However, Sharon still framed Daniel for Heather's death, so Sharon obviously wants Daniel to forgive her for that. Even though what Sharon did was awful, Ian and Jordan had drugged her for months, and Daniel understands that. So it's not like Sharon was herself when she made the choice to frame him on Young and Restless. But of course, the Daniel framing outraged Phyllis, and there's more on this to come. Meanwhile, Sharon never fully forgave Daniel and has blamed him for more than a decade for Cassie Newman's Cameron Grimes' death. I think it's been more than a decade, but Daniel didn't kill Cassie. The kid, made a bad choice to get behind the wheel with no license and no clue how to drive a vehicle because she wanted to drive past Daniel's home. He was drunk in the car and Cassie had a crush on him, and she drove and she crashed and she gave herself those fatal injuries. Daniel was guilty of being a dumb teenage boy who drank too much at a party and passed out in his car. He was sleeping it off. He wasn't driving drunk, but still Sharon blamed him because that was the easier thing to do. And initially, that's what people thought. And now Daniel and Sharon are both working really hard to heal and forgive each other and put it all behind them. Recently, Daniel ran into Sharon at Crimson Lights and they had a heart-to-heart, and they both really want to move past the blame and resentment. So Daniel and Sharon are on a good path. That nice talk they had was stage one, but there may be a lot more ahead for her and Daniel in the 2025 year at a glance spoilers that showrunner Josh Griffith head writer gave out. He said that Phyllis's son has a big storyline ahead, and it's one that his mom may not like at all depending on how it goes. So the head writer hinted that after forgiving Sharon, we're going to see Daniel on this new path. So the showrunner said it's this different path for Daniel after forgiving Sharon. And then Josh Griffith said he didn't want to say there's a romance coming for Daniel, and I don't know if he didn't want to say that because it hadn't been that long since Heather was killed and all that worked out. But what Josh Griffith did say was it's a walk on the emotional wild side for Daniel. Now, what he didn't say was that there is no romantic potential on Young and the Restless. He just said he didn't want to say it. So to me, it actually sounded like he was kind of teasing the possibility of there being romance, and it sounds like Sharon and Daniel keep bonding and getting closer as this all rocks along. So these two are going to form a connection, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will have any romantic undertones. It may be strictly friendship, but you never know, it might be more. Sharon and Daniel have turned a corner. They're both trying to support each other as they heal from events of the past year. And as of now, Sharon and Phyllis are also bearing the hatchet and trying not to get mired in hate like they've been for so long. The psych hospital torment was hard on both of them. But that's over, and since Nick Newman Joshua Morrow isn't dating either of them or looking to reconcile with either Sharon or Phyllis, that removes a big topic of contention between them. But with Nick out of the way, Daniel may become the topic of contention and drama between them, maybe. So watch for Sharon and Daniel to start spending more time together, and they're going to develop this deep and genuine friendship that's very healing and cathartic for both of them. And since it's a soap, we also have to wonder if these two getting close means at some point, Sharon and Daniel may cross the line from friendship into romance or intimacy with or without romance. There's a lot of options. It would be super weird because Sharon's dead daughter once had a crush on Daniel, but weirder romances have happened on Y&R, and Sharon's last boyfriend was Chancellor Connor Floyd, who is about the same age as Daniel because they're kind of messing with the actor ages, So the thing is, even if Sharon and Daniel stay in the friend zone, that is still enough to infuriate Phyllis. But whether it's friendship or romance ahead for Sharon and Daniel, Phyllis isn't going to like it, and she's not going to tolerate it. Right now, Sharon and Phyllis are still processing their kidnapping trauma. They're trying to work through it together, and by being forced to work together and save each other's lives in the clinic, something has definitely shifted with them. So there's healing potential, and of course, Sharon and Phyllis are never ever going to be besties, but they're taking these baby steps towards peace with each other. letting go of all the bitterness. Sharon's more open to it. But we know this is especially hard for Phyllis because she just is a grudge holder, and to be fair, Sharon has hated Phyllis many times over the years, usually over her cheating with Nick when he was with Sharon. But both seem ready for peace in their lives. It's going to be a little harder for Phyllis, but she is willing to try, it seems. So all that could change and go out the window, though, if Sharon and Daniel keep hanging out, getting closer, and Phyllis finds out, which of course she will. And then Sharon and Phyllis's newfound peace may go out the window, and heaven forbid, if this emerging bond between Daniel and Sharon turns romantic, Phyllis will lose her ever-loving mind. She might even think that Sharon is using Daniel to get payback on Phyllis for past issues, like when she slept with Nick when he was with Sharon, which has happened more than once. You may recall that Sharon and Nick's last time at the altar blew up when Sharon revealed to everybody at the church that Nick had cheated with Phyllis. And that was with Billy Abbott Jason Thompson sitting in the pew right beside Phyllis, whom he had just proposed to. So #awkward. We know Phyllis is always going to assume the worst where Sharon is concerned. So either way, once Phyllis sees that Daniel is getting closer to Sharon for any reason, Phyllis is going to rage at Sharon and probably accuse her of vile things where Daniel is concerned. It sounds messy, it sounds soapy, and I'm totally here for it. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.